bought some seat covers for this thing, and it's not that the seats are destroyed by any stretch of the imagination, but let me put these back here. But I tend to be a dirty fellow when I'm working, and I treat my vehicles like the work vehicles that they are, and I don't want to. There's a little bitty cut here in this back bench. Previous owner was loading in a tile saw or something back here, and he caught it with the corner of his saw. I got that. The driver's seat's in pretty decent shape. This cushion's just starting to kind of squish down a little bit, but the fabric is in fantastic shape. And the other part of the seats are in good shape too. But I don't want to leave it. I don't want to leave them exposed, because I will get them dirty. Guaranteed I will have that funky and stained. So let's open these guys up and see what we've got going on. Coverking. So I picked these seat covers up on Amazon, front and back. I think I was out of there for just a smudge over 200 bucks. It's a little more than I'm used to spending on seat covers. I have those saddle, I've got this style saddle blanket, you know, that style saddle blanket seat, and that was given to me, so that didn't cost me anything. But that style seat in the front bench of the Suburban, I think I paid 45 or 46 bucks for that, and I really like it. These guys, the front seat, push and tuck, or tuck and push. These guys, the front seat was like 109 bucks for the 40-40-20, and then the rear bench seat was right about $100. 103, I think, is what it was for the front seat. It's got to be for the center console. And the one thing that I did notice on these seat covers, they smell nice. Maybe I should read the directions. Yeah, directions are overrated. I'll be able to figure it out. The one thing that I found, and I would have gone with the saddle blanket similar to the Suburban and the work truck, because I know they're extremely durable and they work well. But the one thing that I noticed that was pretty unique, I guess, was that this has integrated headrests and an integrated seatbelt, which a lot of seat cover makers don't provide for these two features. So the saddle blanket, I couldn't find anybody that would make a saddle blanket that was for the integrated headrest and seatbelt without charging me $360 for the front. I think they wanted about 340 bucks for the bench seat. So I'm not into paying $700 for seat covers. I figured if that was the case, I would just beat the crap out of these seats and go buy new seats and just replace them when they got funky. But for 200 bucks, I think it was 100, yeah, it was around 200 and some very low change. I was able to get these guys. Let's try them. They're supposed to be like custom fit, right? What they say. Oh, and another thing too is it was extremely difficult to find seat covers for the, yeah, look, seatbelt. It was extremely difficult to find seat covers for this Dodge that weren't in camouflage. And I'm not hating on camouflage seat covers. That's just not my style. I don't wear camouflage because I don't. Well, I do sometimes, but anyway, it's not my style. I really didn't want camouflage seat covers. I'm not quite sure why, but it seems like everybody's got camo, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And then this is the back. So let me sit you guys down a minute. Yeah, cool little tucking tool. Oh man, I dig it. And I'll give you my opinion on how this all goes together here in just a few minutes. The first thing I noticed is you have to remove the seatbelt base. The instructions are pretty non-specific about the integrated seatbelt. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just make a slit here so you could just tuck this whole thing under the seatbelt. But it's not horrible. There's 4 Phillips head screws that hold this piece of plastic on. Excuse me, there's 3 Phillips head screws that hold the plastic on. The 4th one holds the lever on that adjusts the backrest, and then an 18mm socket will pull this apart here, and then you just tuck it through there. Of course, I picked the difficult one to do, but that's all right. I always like jumping into things feet first, so let me keep on keeping on. That's not a horrible setback. Like I said, they didn't explain that in the directions, but it's okay. All right, you guys know my channel by now. Those of you that have watched my channel, good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to show you it, good, bad, or otherwise, right? I'm kind of dumb. I'm sitting here struggling with this thing, sweating because the sun's out. And I'm like, man, this thing just doesn't fit right. It's super tight. I don't like it. It doesn't cover enough of the seat. And then I think about it. I step back for a minute and I think, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is a 40-40-20 bench seat. So this is supposed to be for this. So they all look the same, right? And there's no indication on this thing what they're for, and the instructions are pretty vague. And that's cool, right? I don't need my hand held to tell me when and where to poop and how to wipe and all that kind of stuff. I can figure stuff out on my own, but so then I line up the seams, and it's like, oh, yeah, the outer seam to outer seam. Yeah, this is supposed to be for the center console. So, yeah, that's awesome. All right, only I can make myself laugh the way I make myself laugh. This piece fits much nicer on the proper part of the seat. Okay, I take back every bad thing I was thinking about these seat covers. I was thinking about it. I didn't say it out loud, at least not yet, but it fits much better on the correct part. All right, let's get back working. I like that. I like that. These dents are in the foam. I suspect they'll work their way out. They're not tears in the material, if that's picking up on the camera. But the right seat cover, base seat cover, fits so much nicer. Look, it covers everything. It all tucks in. You use your handy dandy little tool, the blue tool there that they provide you with. After, like I said before, they tell you to wait a couple weeks, let this material relax and stretch a bit, then come in and kind of snug everything back down. But I got 40 and 20 done. It fits nice. It really does fit quite nicely. You are left with this, right? Because that's what holds it onto this deal here, but you get a couple straps on the top, not that you do anything with this. But it still locks. You got to give it a good slam now though, because it's got a little extra space in there. I suspect that'll all, you just got to give it a good close. All right, let's keep going on that passenger side, and then I'll bring you right back. Oh, and I might add, the 20 minutes I spent struggling to get this on, the correct seat cover went on in literally 3 minutes. No joke. It fit on there nice. You do the two belt clip, plastic clips on the bottom, pull it tight to get it centered, and then you've got a couple side straps with hooks on elastic straps. Yeah. Okay, they're pretty non-specific in the instructions how to install the rear seat covers. I tried doing it with the seat in place. I'm sure the bench part, the butt part, would be just fine, but the back is very close to the back of the cab, and it's damn near impossible to get your arms back behind her to drop these straps down. And then once the straps are down, you got to pull them up like this to tighten. It's not like you can reach under and go this way. So I decided I would loosen 2 bolts on each side, 4 bolts, 2 rubber stoppers, and just pop the seat out. Now I can clip it easy. I can pull these up like this because I can't reach my hand down there. And this corner part was damn near impossible to get. Yeah, see how easy it is? Just a couple bolts. The seats, you kind of kick them forward to get them out of this lock, and then you lift them up to get them off this hook. 13mm bolts, 4 13mm bolts, 2 rubber bumpers. Slide the seat forward to get it out of this little latch. That's what hooks onto this deal. And then you just lift it right off. Bink. And now I'm golden. I'm going to snug everything down with the seat tipped forward, and then put it all back the way I found it. Good truck. Be right back. Alright, here's how goofed up my head is. I put this together. I don't like how it fits. I don't think it's on right. See, there's extra pooch there. Judging by how everything else is put together in this truck, I think I have the bench in the back switched. I double checked the instructions. There's very, very limited information on the rear seat, and there are no tags on either of these 2 pieces, but that just doesn't seem right. And of course I got it all screwed back down, or bolted back down and tight. But I didn't like the look of this at first, and then when I put the bottom bench part in. I got all this, which I think has to go here, because this has more of a rounded corner and this has more of a square corner, and this is pretty tight on these corners. Oh man. All right, out comes the seat, and let's see if that makes it. All right, so the seat's out. As I suspected, I had them on backwards. It would have been nice had they labeled these prior. So if you're putting on a back bench seat covers, the ones with the single elastic strap are for the bench part. The one with the 2 elastic straps is, I know it's going to be for this back part. I don't know how well all this contrast is going to show up. The one for the backrest has 2 elastic straps with hooks. 1 and 2. This one has the cutout for the hinge. I should have caught that earlier on in the game. I really should have, but this fits so much nicer than the other one. It's amazing what happens when you do things the right way. Oh well, I'll be right back. Oh yeah, that's night and day better. Night and day. Single elastic strap on the bottom. The cutout is for the hinge. I definitely recommend a 13mm wrench and pulling the back seat out. 4 bolts, 2 bump stops, and boy, that sure makes your life a lot easier. Not dallying around in this space, which is non-existent. Oh, I dig that. I dig that. So far, I'm extremely happy with how all this has come together. Let's take a look at the front. And then that's how the fronts came out. I like it. I like it now that I know how to put it together. I could, if I had to do this again, I could probably have this whole truck done in an hour. All right, there you go. I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks what the status update is once this fabric relaxes. I'll come back in and kind of snug everything back down again. But right now, the fit and finish is beautiful. I got to give 2 thumbs up for old Coverking on this system here, and for $200 or so, a smudge past $200 to get front and rear seats covered with nice covers. You know, I could go for $25, get the whole set for $25, but then I might as well just put t-shirts over the seats. Not that I'm bashing t-shirts, because I've done that myself, but I'm a higher class fella these days, maybe. I don't know. I think it looks nice. I'll let you guys know where we go. 2 thumbs up for Coverking. Gotta go, gotta run. See ya!